Listen and watch this story to the end. The story begins. My name is Tunde. I'm 28 years old. I work in tech, and I almost became an accomplice to one of the biggest identity theft rings in Lagos without even knowing it. It started 6 months ago. I had just gotten a new job in Lagos. I needed a place fast, and that's when I found the apartment in Lekki. The listing said 2-bedroom flat, shared living space, 1 room available, 400,000 naira per year. Roommate is quiet, professional. The price was too good to be true, but I was desperate, so I took it. Moving day, I showed up with 2 suitcases and a laptop. That's all I owned. The landlord, Mr. Okofo, met me at the gate. He said, "Welcome, welcome. You must be Tunde." "I'm Mr. Okofo. You have good references. Now, let me tell you about your roommate, Emeka. He's a very quiet man, works from home, IT consultant or something like that, pays his rent on time, never any trouble. You'll barely notice he's there." That last part turned out to be a lie. Mr. Okofo opened the apartment door, and that's when I first saw him. Emeka was sitting on the couch, laptop open, wearing a hoodie, even though it was hot outside. He looked surprised to see us. Mr. Okofo said, "Emeka, this is Tunde, your new roommate." Emeka quickly closed his laptop and said, "Oh, hello." I extended my hand. "Hi, nice to meet you." His handshake was cold, weak. He didn't make eye contact, and he kept glancing at his laptop like I was interrupting something important. Mr. Okofo told me, "All right, I'll leave you two to get acquainted. Tunde, your room is the second door on the right. Emeka's is the first door. Bathroom is shared. Kitchen is for both of you." I thanked him. The door closed, and suddenly it was just me and Emeka, alone in the apartment. He didn't say anything, just picked up his laptop and went back to his room. I heard him door close. Then a lock. He locked his door from the inside. I thought, okay, he values his privacy. That's normal, right? I unpacked my things. The apartment was actually nice. 2 bedrooms, decent living room, small kitchen, everything I needed. That first week, I barely saw Emeka. He stayed in his room all day, all night. I'd hear him sometimes, typing, talking on the phone in a language I didn't recognize, the sound of multiple computer fans running. But I told myself, he works from home. He's busy, that's all. 2 months passed, and I started noticing things. Emeka never left the apartment, not once. I'm talking 0 times in 2 months. I'd go to work every morning, come back every evening, and Emeka's door would still be closed, the same position, like he was glued to his room. I'd knock on his door sometimes. "Hey, Emeka, I'm ordering jollof rice from that place down the street. Want some?" He'd say through the door, "No, I'm good." "You're sure? It's really good." I said I'm good. That was our typical interaction, through the door, always through the door. Then the packages started arriving. At first, it was 1 or 2 packages a week, normal. But then 5 packages a day, 10, sometimes 15, all addressed to different names. I knocked on his door. "Emeka, there are like 20 packages out here. Are you running a business?" He opened the door slightly, just his face visible. "They're for work. I'll get them later." "What kind of work requires this many packages?" "IT stuff, computer parts. Don't worry about it." The door closed. But I was worried about it because some of those packages, they weren't computer parts. One day, a package was left open. I didn't snoop. The box was just open. Inside, blank credit cards, dozens of them, and documents with bank letterheads. My heart started racing. This wasn't right. This wasn't IT work. I knocked urgently. Emeka, we need to talk." He opened the door fully this time, looking angry. "What? What are these? What are these cards?" He quickly snatched the package. "Those are mine. Don't touch my stuff." Are those credit cards? Emeka, what's going on? Mind your business, Tunde. I pay my rent, you pay yours. We're just roommates, that's it. He slammed the door, locked it, and this time I heard him move something heavy against the door, like he was barricading himself in. I should have called someone, the police, the landlord, someone, but I didn't have proof, and technically Emeka wasn't hurting anyone, yet. So I started watching him carefully. I noticed pattern. Emeka only collected packages at 3 a.m. when he thought I was asleep. He ordered food delivery, but never from the same place twice, and always to different names. Sometimes, late at night, I'd hear him on the phone, speaking different languages, English, Pidgin, even what sounded like Igbo and Yoruba, like he was pretending to be different people. And the most disturbing thing, his room always smelled like burning plastic. I googled it. That smell, that's what happens when you destroy evidence. Burning documents, melting plastic cards. 6 months. That's how long Emeka had been locked in that room, not once leaving the apartment. Until one morning, I woke up to a sound I'd never heard before. Emeka's door opening. I pretended to be asleep, watched through my door crack. He was on the phone speaking quietly. Yes, I'm leaving now. The flight is at 2 p.m. I'll be in Dubai by midnight. No, I'm not coming back. Dubai, he was leaving the country and he wasn't coming back. The front door closed. I waited 5 minutes, then 10, making sure he was really gone. This was it, my only chance to see what he'd been hiding for 6 months. The door was unlocked. He must have been in such a hurry, he forgot to lock it. I pushed it open, and what I saw? It looked like a command center, 12 laptops, all open, all on, screens showing different websites, bank portals, social media accounts. On the walls, printed photos of people, random people, with their names, addresses, phone numbers written underneath. I walked to the main desk, and that's when I saw them. ID cards, national identity cards, driver's licenses, international passports. Some were real, some were obviously fake, but all of them, different names, different faces. I counted them, 47. 47 different identities. I should have called the police right then, but I needed to understand what was he doing with all these identities. I clicked on one of the laptops. It was unlocked. The screen showed an email inbox, but it wasn't Emeka's name. The name was Chukodi Okonkwo, someone I'd never heard of. And the emails, bank notifications, loan approvals, credit card applications. I opened another laptop, different name, Ngozi Adeyemi, same thing, loan approvals, credit cards, bank transfers. 12 laptops, 12 different identities, all being used to steal money from banks. But it got worse. I found a filing cabinet. Inside, folders, hundreds of them. Each one had a real person's information, name, birthday, bank account numbers, social security numbers, mother's maiden names, everything you'd need to steal someone's identity. These were real people, people who had no idea their entire lives were being stolen. I pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking. I dialed, "Hello? Police, I need to report a crime. Identity theft, a massive operation." The dispatcher asked, "What is your location, sir?" I said, "Lekki phase 1. Please hurry. The person responsible is trying to leave the country today." The dispatcher said they'd send detectives immediately. But I couldn't just wait. What if Emeka came back? What if he realized I was in his room? I took photos, dozens of them, every ID card, every laptop screen, every document, evidence. 20 minutes later, I heard a knock on the apartment door. 2 detectives arrived. I showed them everything, the laptops, the IDs, the files. The detectives' faces, they couldn't believe it. One detective said, This is one of the biggest identity theft rings in Lagos. You said he's trying to flee to Dubai. What time is his flight? I said 2 p.m. The detective checked his watch. It's 11 a.m. We can still catch him at the airport. The detectives made calls, airport security, immigration. They sent Emeka's photo to every checkpoint at Murtala Mohammed Airport. And then they found him. Emeka was at the Emirates check-in counter, business class ticket to Dubai. One way, he was really never coming back. Security surrounded him. He didn't even see them coming. The detective said, Emeka Okonkwo, you are under arrest for identity theft, fraud, and cyber crimes. Emeka turned around shocked. I don't know what you're talking about. Your roommate found everything. The IDs, the laptops, all of it. You are going to prison. Emeka tried to run, but there was nowhere to go. Security tackled him to the ground. Passengers were recording everything on their phones. They found 4 different passports in his bag, all with his face, all with different names. He was planning to disappear forever. The police searched the apartment for 2 days. They seized everything. They found evidence of over 300 victims, people from all over Nigeria, some from other countries. Emeka had been running this operation for 3 years. He'd stolen over 200 million naira, that's about $130,000, and he'd done it all from that one room. The detective told me, Mr. Tunde, you did the right thing. If you hadn't called us, he would have gotten away. Those 300 victims, they wouldn't have gotten justice. I asked, what happens to him now? Prison for a very long time. Cybercrime in Nigeria carries a 7-year minimum sentence. With the amount he stole, he's looking at 15 to 20 years. 1 month later, I'm still in that apartment. Got a new roommate. Her name is Chiamaka. She's a nurse. Works crazy hours, but I've seen her leave the apartment multiple times, like a normal person. The victims are slowly getting their money back. The police froze all Emeka's accounts, seized his assets. It's not everything they lost, but it's something. I still think about it sometimes, how I lived with a criminal for 6 months and had no idea. How he stole hundreds of people's lives from the room next to me. They asked me, how did I know? How did I figure it out? And I told them the truth. I didn't really. I just paid attention to the small things, the packages, the smell, the fact that a man never left his room for 6 months. Most people would have ignored it. Mind your business, right? But sometimes, not minding your business saves lives. Identity theft is one of the fastest growing crimes in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world, and it's happening closer than you think. So if you see something strange, if something doesn't feel right about someone you live with, someone you know, pay attention. Trust your instincts. Because my roommate never left the apartment. And if I hadn't checked his room, he'd be in Dubai right now with 200 million naira and 300 people's lives in ruins. Always trust your instincts.